Hello and welcome to another video about TERA. This one is about the 5 crafting skills that exist in this game. I split this video into 5 parts and I will leave the timestamps for each part in the description below, so that you can skip to a certain part if you're looking for a specific piece of information. If you're completely new to crafting, I recommend that you watch the complete video though. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. The 5 crafting skills in TERA are smelting, processing, alchemy, etching, and cooking. To access the crafting window, you can hit the keyboard shortcut, which is J by default, or you can go to the My Character menu and then click on Craft. If you're a returning player, you might remember that crafting was only possible at crafting workbenches or at the campfire, but nowadays you can craft anywhere by just opening the craft window. Each character needs to level up crafting proficiency separately. The crafting proficiency goes from 0 to 800, however at level 500 you need to take the artisan test before you can keep leveling. And at level 800 you will unlock the master test. Each character can only take the artisan test in one crafting skill. This means that if you want to master crafting in each skill, you will need 5 characters. You can reset a crafting skill back to 0, but the only reason I see for doing that is if you plan on getting all the achievements for reaching master level in crafting skills. Otherwise, it makes more sense to level a new crafting skill on a separate character, even if you first need to farm the gold to buy an additional character slot at the broker. If you want to craft a specific item in this game, you will first need to get the design for that item. Most of the designs can be bought at a crafting merchant in one of the 4 major cities. The designs for cooking can be bought at the fishing supply NPC, which you can find in Highwatch, but also at each fishing location. Sometimes you can also find the same designs at the broker for a reduced price. You can have a look at all the available designs in the crafting window, even if you don't have the design yet. Designs which you haven't learned yet will be grayed out in this list, but you will be able to see all the details here, except for the price of the actual design. Designs have a minimum required crafting proficiency, meaning you will need to level up before you can use them. The designs that require level 500 usually also require you to have completed the artisan test first, and designs for level 800 can usually only be used once you've completed the master test. For each crafting skill, there are some designs that you can use at level 0 already. In the crafting window, you can see by how much your crafting proficiency will increase each time you make one of those items. All you need to do to level up is to buy one of the designs and make a bunch of those items until you reach the point where crafting them doesn't increase your level anymore. Once you've reached level 500, you just click on the Take Test button to start the artisan test. Once you've clicked this button, you will see which items you have to craft and how many to complete the test. When you're done with the test, you can use the level 500 designs and level up to 800, at which point you will again just click the button to start the master test. Once you've completed the master test in a crafting skill, your character will get this small golden icon above the guild icon, which shows everybody which crafting skill your character has mastered. Crafting an item will consume production points, which limits the amount you can make each day. If you look at the top of the crafting window, you can see how many production points you have left out of 4240. Gathering materials in open world costs production points as well. Production points are shared between all characters on the server. Your account regenerates 15 production points every 5 minutes as long as you're logged in, and 5 points every 20 minutes while you're offline. You can recharge 1000 production points instantly by using a crafter's cure. These potions can be bought at the broker, but there is also a merchant in Valika that sells them. Nowadays you can find them a lot cheaper at the broker though, so knowing about the NPC is only useful in case the prices of crafter's cure go up in the future, or if there are none for sale at the broker and you absolutely need one right away. If you have elite status, you also get a free crafter's cure each day. There is a more powerful version of the potion as well, which regenerates 4000 production points right away. That one is called Crafter's Cure All. When you craft an item, there is a chance that you'll land a critical crafting success. If that happens, you will either get more of the same item than usual, or you will get a better item instead. The chance to get a critical hit is not mentioned anywhere in the game, and as far as I know, it depends on the item you're crafting as well. There are a few ways to increase the amount of critical successes you get. The first item you can use for that purpose is Moongourd Pie. It is a food that you can make if you have a character that is artisan or higher in cooking, but you can also buy some at the broker. Moongourd Pie lasts for 30 minutes after consumption, and it reduces the crafting time by 20%, down to a minimum of 3 seconds per craft, and increases the chance to crit by 10%. The other item you can use to increase the chance to crit is an additive. Unlike Moongourd Pie, additives are consumed on each craft, and they don't reduce the time it takes to craft the item. Additives cannot be used for cooking, and some of the other designs also don't allow them. There are different types of additives for each one of the 4 crafting skills. You can craft additives called Reagent 1 on any character, since it's possible to craft them with 0 proficiency. And you can craft Reagent 2 if you have an artisan in alchemy. Crafting Reagent 1 increases your alchemy proficiency though, so it's best to make them on a character that you want to level in that skill anyway. If you get a critical success while crafting a Reagent 2, you will get a Reagent 3 instead. There are also Reagents 4 and 5, but I'm not sure how to get those, except from the broker, or using tokens which you get by dismantling old additives from before the crafting revamp in patch 77. Moongourd Pie is a lot cheaper to use than additives, it increases the chance to crit by more than the lower level additives, and it increases the crafting speed. Therefore it is better to use Moongourd Pie and maybe use additives only if you craft a very expensive item. Make sure to include the cost of additives in your price calculations though, especially if you plan on selling the items you're crafting. Companions can also get a gifted skill which increases the chance to crit while crafting. If you have a companion with this skill, you might as well use it, though I don't think it's worth trying to get the skill specifically. Next, let's talk about where to get the materials you need for crafting. Some of the materials you will need, such as craft kits for example, can be bought at the crafting merchant where you also get the designs. A lot of the cooking ingredients such as purified water or bay salt can also be bought at the fishing supplies NPC. Plants, ore and essences can be gathered in open world. You can of course buy them at the broker as well if you don't mind spending the gold. The resource nodes you find in open world drop the material they are named after, but they also have a chance to drop the related basic materials. Ore resources can drop plainstone, plants can drop harmony grass, and essences can drop achromic essence. Plants can also drop nature aura, essences can drop the refined version of their material, which is called silex, and ore nodes can drop the 4 titans resources, which are collectively called fieldstones now. Besides those, you might also get pulsating essence from any of the resource nodes. If you need a specific material that can be gathered in open world, and you'd like to know where to find them, then the easiest way to find that information is by looking at the achievement window. Open the achievement window by clicking on the achievements in My Character menu, or by using the keyboard shortcut, which is V by default. Next click on Extracurricular Activities on the left, and then click on Gathering and search the list for the material you're interested in. The achievement will tell you in which region the material spawns. Patch 77, which introduced the crafting revamp, also added gathering tools to the game. These tools reduce the time it takes to gather resources in open world. They are called Sickle, Pick and Extractor. Sickles are used to speed up plant harvesting, picks are used for ore, and extractors speed up essence gathering. You can buy temporary versions of these tools at the merchants, which will last 3 days and then disappear from your inventory. The latest patch, patch 95, introduced a new tool called Speedy Gathering Tool. This one can be used to speed up gathering for all 3 types of resources, so now it's better to just use that one instead of the previous ones, since it only uses 1 single slot in your inventory rather than 3. This tool can also be upgraded to further increase gathering speeds. The tool, as well as the materials required to upgrade it, can be crafted in the smelting tab. If you already had all 3 of the old gathering tools, you can buy an item called Gathering Tool Combiner at the smelting craft shop and use it to combine those 3 tools into one new gathering tool. Another way to increase gathering speed is by consuming pickled Verida root, which reduces the time it takes by 20%. Some pets have an ability to automatically gather nearby resources. According to the information I found on essentialmana.com, pets gather 40% faster than your character and use 20% less production points. Apparently gathering tools further reduce the time pets need as well. Companions can also get a gifted skill, which increases gathering speeds for a few minutes, though again I don't think it's worth trying to get this skill on purpose. Since I'm already talking about gathering, I'd also like to mention that gathering materials will give you a random buff. The buff you get is either Gathering Aura, which increases gathering speed by 4%, or Gathering Speed, which increases your character's movement speed while out of combat. Both buffs can stack up to 3 times and last for 60 seconds. Gathering a certain resource for the first time on a character will also give you an achievement. Well, that concludes my crafting guide for TERA. The purpose of this video was to teach you about how to craft and not to tell you which items are worth crafting. Making recommendations of that sort is not very useful in a video like this, since it depends on a lot of things, such as which items are useful in the current patch and what the broker prices are. If you're trying to decide whether you should craft an item, it might be a good idea to look at the broker prices first and compare them to the amount it would cost you to make the item. Sometimes it's cheaper to just buy the item instead of crafting it. I'd like to mention that I looked at some written guides while making this video. I'll leave the links to those resources in the description below, but keep in mind that some of the information you will find in those guides is not up to date. In fact, one of those guides hasn't been updated after patch 77. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Click that like button if this video was helpful and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!